Hello, all my stash busters out there. Welcome back to Scrapping the Stash with Gail. It's the third week of the month, which means it's Technique Collaboration Friday. This month, we're featuring ink blending, and I'm going to show you a less dangerous way to singe your paper. This video is part of a collaboration series that I'm working on with my Stamping Up team. If you love practical stash first scrapbooking, make sure you're subscribed. New videos come out every week to help you use what you have. Let's get this party started. So I'm really excited about this layout, mainly because every single item in this view right here is from my stash, except for this piece of paper right here. It is from the Nature Walk paper pack from Stampin' Up. Everything else is from my stash, and I have no idea where I got it. In fact, I happen to know that this is at least 20 years old, but I plan to use it and intermix these papers with these photos I took of a girls' evening out. And the thing that's really neat about this particular ink blending that I'm going to show you is that I used to actually make paper look like this. I'm going to bring it in, look like this with a lighter. How dangerous is that? I mean, of course, I was trying to be as careful as possible, but look at how lovely this paper looks. It looks charred and like it was burnt. And I'm going to share with you the inking technique today in this technique collaboration video series. Now you can use this technique on any piece of paper. I recommend that you use a dark brown ink to start with. You also want to use an ink blending brush. I prefer the Daubers, and you can get them on Amazon. When you're ink blending, you always want to start off of your paper and move in a circular motion. I'm aiming for the edge of the paper so that white core of the cardstock absorbs the most ink and remains darker. As you continue this technique down the edge of your paper, make sure to go back over areas that appear uneven. I also recommend that you add ink in various places farther into the paper along the edge. This makes it look a little more organic. If I bring this up closer to you, you can see how it looks like the smoke has been added to the paper. Now we're going to take any black ink that you have. It doesn't matter what type, just make sure that it blends well. And we're going to take our tool, and just like we do when we ink the edges of our paper, we are now going to ink along the edge of our ripped paper, minding that we don't cover up all the brown that we've left behind from the edge of the paper. This is going to give it that charred look, just as if we took a lighter to this piece of paper. And yes, being a mom, it is much safer. So let's look at what this black is doing. See how it looks like it's burnt up here? It just creates more contrast and makes it look more authentic. So I wanted to go ahead and quickly show you the sketch that I am going to be using for this layout. It's fairly simple. It is from one of my upline distributors in Stamping Up. Every month she gives us a sketch challenge, and I really enjoy these challenges because it really helps me jumpstart my layouts. My layouts don't necessarily follow the sketch 100%, but it definitely gives me some inspiration and also a spot to start, because a lot of times that is our problem. We die of perfection paralysis, and we just want everything to just come to us immediately and be 100% original. So I'm really wanting to encourage you, don't be afraid to start off with a sketch to get a jump start or an idea, and then go ahead and make it yours. So I'm going to walk you through this sketch here. So this background piece here is your base page. Okay, and it looks like they're indicating a light color or a white color. And then you have these two background pieces on either side of the layout that is more of can be a colored cardstock or a darker print or a larger print. And then both sides have this big block in the middle. And I am going to show you the papers that I use for that to create the base pages and why I decided on what I put where. Then in addition, there is a fourth layer here that has a band that goes behind these pictures here, and then the same color that goes up and down here. I also want to point out that there's your title here, and there are two other clusters. Looks like this is kind of putting a embellishment cluster with the title. They also have just a little tab up here that you can add. And then also these borders down here. Obviously, you could use that as a stamp, a sticker, or a border punch, any of those things. So I'm going to try and incorporate all of those things. This is a 5-picture layout, but I'm going to also show you how I am incorporating more pictures on this layout than the 5 shown here. So we are going to start with this beige taupey color, and I went ahead and gutted out the middle because that's what I used for my technique here, backgrounds. And I also have some scraps left. Now these pieces coming in are 9 inches by 1.5 inches, and this patterned paper is what I drew my color scheme inspiration for this layout from. I'm adding this 10.5 by 10.5 block patterned paper to each side to create a tiki room bamboo kind of mood for the page. I brought in this turquoise paper and cut it strategically so that the dark band over here would frame the layout. It matches the turquoise in the pattern paper perfectly. Now, when you're layering papers like this, you can always gut what's behind your layers to save on paper. I've inked all the papers and attached them to the layout. This shows you a great view of the base pages. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Oh wow, look how awesome that looks. I applied the same technique to a red piece of cardstock that matches the red in the patterned paper. This will create definition for my hero set of photos. Now you might be asking yourself, why singed paper? Well, let me show you what happened that night.
Could be. Numero dos.
Yeah, buddy. I love it. Yeah.
Let there be fire.
Yay. There it is.
Tiki room on fire vibe, am I right? I was actually able to get 5 photos in the space of this one 5x7. And I wanted to leave this photo as a 4x6. Doesn't that look great? Now, this layout wouldn't be complete without pictures of the fiery moment that evening, which inspired our ink blending technique used for the layout. I'm just going to place this up top here, and also was able to incorporate journaling with this picture into the space that that picture will occupy. As I bring in the rest of these pictures, it becomes more and more obvious why I chose the color scheme that I chose. These bright oranges just pop off the page with the browns and turquoise. Now we can start to think about the embellishment clusters. These stickers have been in my stash forever, and I really would like to use them mainly because the colors coordinate so well with what I'm using here. And talking about stash busting, 20-year-old plus stickers, I plan to use this border sticker here for the border that's indicated in the sketch right here, and then also on the other side. And over here on the right side, there is definite room for various places for embellishments. So I plan to use the border sticker on this side as well. And then another one of those square stickers right up here on the top. I also plan to use these stickers as well within the embellishment clusters. So the placement of the first border sticker here on the left side was very obvious and very easy, but I really had to think about how I wanted to use it on this right side. I like the continuance of it going all the way across. I like the look of that. So I went ahead and placed the sticker down. Note to self, don't burnish it in next time, because once I brought my photos in, I realized I was going to cover the entire strip up with my photos. Now, of course, I did try to save it by using my Cricut spatula. I even tried my cutter bee scissors, which you see in my right hand, but I was ripping the paper and decided against it. Tools put away, I'm just going to make this work. Close enough is good enough. Ladies, I find when I'm frustrated with one side of the layout, I move on to the other side of the layout. Inspiration hits in mysterious ways, and you will see in the final close-ups of this layout that I do indeed end up moving that border strip on the right side. Once all the pictures are placed back in their positions in the configuration, now I can make final decisions about where my embellishment clusters will live and make the final touches. Okay, so here's the finished layout. Now, I'm going to bring these up to you so that you can take a look at these clusters. So this is the title cluster. These, again, alpha stickers, I'm getting through them. And so I used this orange color that matches my patterned paper here, this orange colored cardstock as a cluster base and a title base. And then I just built my cluster out from it. I cut this out of the picture that I did have here. I didn't know exactly if I was going to use it as the actual title or part of the title or just an embellishment. So here are these stickers, and here is another sticker that it is a clear sticker, so I put it on this color, this taupe colored cardstock, and then matted it in this same red color that's of cardstock that's in this printed paper. And then moving down here, we've got this border strip here that's coming across. I did go ahead and mat. I did the same technique on the cardstock around the primary set of photos here. And then I have this small cluster down here. Again, this is a clear sticker that I mounted on this taupe colored cardstock. I matted it in the same turquoise color off of this paper, and then matted it in again in that orange color cardstock, and then I inked the edges, and then took two more stickers and just made another cluster down here. Then on the second page, I have more pieces of this border sticker. I went ahead and the pieces that I ripped from here, I went ahead and ripped the opposite side and then also inked that piece up just to have just a little bit of a focal point or anchoring point, bringing more of that this burgundy color over into this side as well. And then I took this sticker, clear sticker, matted it on this taupe colored cardstock. I matted it in that dark red, matted it again in the orange cardstock, inked it, and then I made sure to place it so that it looked like it was matted yet again with this turquoise. I love the way this comes across and then just brings us to this cluster. Then again, we've got the border down here underneath these two pictures. I did the same thing with this piece down here. Just another leftover piece of ripped paper that I just ripped the other side and then inked around just to give just this border just a little extra something. Same technique with this sticker here, matted it twice, and then I made sure that I placed it to where it is matted again by this turquoise paper, and then just added the palm tree and the bamboo lights up against the journaling here. Let's bring the sketch in just so that we can compare. So here is the left side of the sketch. So instead of a 5x7 photo, I just made a collage in a 5x7 with 4 photos. And then actually had another square photo over here. I could have easily put more pictures together here, but I really wanted this drink to stand out. And then over here, I did include a 4x6, just like on the second side. These 2 photos here are kind of an awkward size, but the 2 of them together do make fill this spot here with the on the sketch. Then I had an additional drink picture and just added my journaling in Canva within that size of picture to fit it over here. So I stayed fairly true to the sketch, especially with the background papers and the placement of the borders. And what I did do is there is definitely a triangle here and then a little one over here. What I did was I just made several triangles by adding an embellishment cluster down here. So your eye does bebop around the entire page. So I hope that this layout inspired you to use something in your stash a little differently. Pull a few supplies out tonight and make a page. Remember, close enough is good enough. You do not need to do this and match this perfectly. But if you do try this ink blending technique, leave a photo on my Facebook or Instagram. I'm scrapping the stash with Gail over there too. I would love to see it. Thanks for watching. Keep scrapping that stash. Bye-bye for now.